My work in the community college system has always been focused on serving underserved students. And in that work, I had the chance of really seeing what it looks like when you provide intentional, personalized, and responsive supports to students, and how you can take some of the most vulnerable students and elevate them beyond even what they could have imagined for themselves. What are the ways that every student gets what they need? How do we scale up this opportunity so every student gets a counselor who knows their name and has a plan that is clear and specific? We know that traditionally and historically our colleges have very low transfer rates, very low completion rates. And so we really have to reimagine what it looks like to be focused on the end goal for our students. They're coming to us for a career, not just to have a degree for a degree's sake.
She leads with compassion, with a student-focused attention to detail, and with the understanding that the time has passed for waiting. The idea that school is a gatekeeper needs to be gone. And that's one of the things that Tenisha brings to every conversation.
Putting my toe in the water, so to speak, of Guided Pathways, I think really energized me, and it gave me a chance to see exactly what it looks like to re-envision our college to be student ready. And so one of the latest things we've been able to do is the embedding of a holistic student support survey into our orientation process. We do that for financial aid, we do that for academic support, we do that for career development. And at the end, what we have is this holistic understanding of the needs of a student, the desires of a student, the interests of a student, and kind of the strengths and weaknesses of that student. And so we can, from the very beginning, connect them to those appropriate resources, supports, those programs.
Going into Norco College, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. While I was there, I met a lot of people and talked to a lot of people, and got a lot of help from the counselors and advisors on campus, as well as other faculty members, and they all kind of just guided me to make sure that I was successful and to make sure that I stayed on track with the timeline I had planned out for myself regarding my academic future.
If we have committed to this redesign work to be focused on the student experience, then we have to have student voice in this work. A year ago, we launched Guided Pathways and Equity project teams, all of which are faculty-led. Each of these project teams have faculty, an administrator, a classified professional, and a student, and they have taken on specific activities and deliverables for Guided Pathways and Equity. It was that student voice that was the impetus for really looking at how do we roll out a new approach where we can personalize and make counseling much more specific to the students. They know exactly where we left off. They know what I struggle with. They know what I'm going through at home. And so I'm not having to start from scratch every time I meet with that counselor.
They would always come back and ask me like Torek, what do you think about this? And I always felt very included in the discussion.
She always loops us back to that. She'll bring us back to how are students interacting with it? How do students need to know this? What will help the students the most to help them succeed?
The project teams is one of the things that I am really most proud of that we've been able to do in terms of really moving the needle forward in our work to institutionalize Guided Pathways and Equity and making it everyone's responsibility, where people have collective ownership for this work instead of just one or two key people.